Hey, good people. How's everyone doing? Trust that everyone is doing well. What is he looking for? He's looking for some water. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'm Chris, and here sharing my my whatever I can along my financial journey of investing and growing wealth. Right. So, with that being said, let me just take a moment to pause and say happy birthday to Miss Bridges, right? It's her birthday, and we've been having a good time all weekend long, and so just had to take a moment to say happy birthday. It's been said it's a poor frog that cannot praise his own pond. So anyway, we had a good day with family and friends, had a good weekend, and all is well. So had a lot of thoughts. But anyway, let me just say I'm pretty sure in my last couple of videos, I've said that I believe before this year is out that stock and crypto will have a very nice run. I believe crypto will have a parabolic run before this year is out, right? That's what I believe. No one has a crystal ball. You know, no one can say for sure, what is going to happen. But what I can say, it behooves you to prepare yourself for different things, right? Prepare yourself for what? Prepare yourself for the simple fact that since no one knows the future, no one has a crystal ball, right? I've said plenty of times before, I would be irresponsible if I did not say you should only invest money that you're not going to be needing for at least a year or two, right? So that means, even though I believe as I believe, even though Larry Jones believe as he believes, and Stocks with Josh and Stock Moon and Keenan Grays and Chris Sane, the list goes on and on and on, right? No one has a crystal ball, so no one can say for sure, 100% certainty what's going to happen, right? And we can give you a history of what's happened. We can give you, chart specialists can give you, what they see and what have you. But if I'm wrong, if Larry's wrong, if it's delayed beyond what we think, then, we'll have to live with that, right? I won't be happy about it, but I will be well because I invest money that I'm not going to need for a year or two, right? You have to utilize risk management, right? You got to consider what you need to survive daily, weekly, monthly, off of your sources of income, and then you have to govern yourself accordingly, right? That is why a lot of folks talk about a decade of sacrifice, right? Sacrifice is what? If you're trying to invest and you don't have enough money left over from your regular income, then you have to do things such as cutting back in certain areas to free up funds to take advantage of investing, or you need to get a second job, or you might need to sell something or get rid of something or downsize something. But that's everyone's own individual choice, as is often said by me and other influencers. You are the captain of your own portfolio, and you have to be wise about where it is you invest your money, where it is you put your money. You have to be wise about buying and selling and having dry powder in your buying power, right? I've said countless times before how Larry Jones always says he recommends when you're up bigly, when you're up nicely, to take a haircut, take 20% off the table. And I try to practice that, right? Personally, I try to practice that because in the 5 years I've been doing this, I've seen time and time again. He's absolutely right. You need that dry powder when things happen, right? When there's a pullback, when there's a reset, when the market is crashing, when bad news come out, you need some dry powder, right? And if you take advantage of taking a haircut from certain positions when they're running like crazy, case in point. Well, we've been having crazy dipping stocks since about 2 weeks now, right? So, leading into the 2 weeks, yours truly, me, I was looking at several positions that were between 89 and like 130% up, right? That has nothing to do with positions I've had for a couple of years, few years that were up like 200%, 300%, what have you. Even though I have reduced those positions that are up like that over time to take advantage of different opportunities, but I still hold some, right? And so I don't touch to the small size positions that I hold, of those ones that are 200 or 300. I hold on to it because I'm expecting great things out of it over the next year or two, right? But those other positions that I had gotten into as plays in order to swing trade and what have you, and I swing trade over time, and I swing trade in phases, right? So I had these three positions that I had built really kind of fat in my standards, right? Everyone has their own standards. I mean, I had them fat in my standards, but not nowhere nearly as fat as I would like them to be. Anyway, so I sold a few shares of each one. When I say few, less than five each. And so I felt like I had decent dry powder, and I felt like I didn't really want to do it at the time because I was expecting them to get, even bigger, right? And especially leading to the end of the year, right? And so one, it was at 84%. I thought about putting some profit. I said, no, I'm gonna wait till it get to 100. It was at 95%. I said, no, I'm gonna wait till it get to a little bit over 100. I think you got up to 102 point something, or 104%. And I looked at, man, that profit looks good on that. I don't want to touch it because it's just going to keep on doing what it's doing. And it pulled back. It pulled back nicely. Pulled back from 100 something to like, back to like 84% up, which is, I'm laughing because that's not a bad place to be. But I was up nicely, and that little pullback was well over $1,000, and so I said, well, I'll wait. But I said all that to say, with the way great stuff has been pulling back, I could have taken advantage of more things than what I've been able to take advantage of over this past week had I taken 20% of those positions, right? Instead of the meager percentages that I took. So I'm just saying things to make you think, to challenge the way you're thinking, right? Always be following the guys that you follow, right? Whoever it is that you follow. Hopefully you follow Larry Jones. Excuse me for my eyes is itching me, right? Larry Jones, Keena Grace, Stock Curry, Stock Mo, Stocks with Josh, Chris Sane, Wall Street Trapper, Smart Money Bro, Jasper Racine, the Minority Mindset, right? So hopefully you're following some influencers, and you're gaining knowledge, you're gaining gems, you're learning things, you're better learning how to manage your money, to manage your risk, right? You're better able to make sure you have an emergency fund, right? Make sure you're saving something, right? And make sure you're cutting back where you can cut back, and all the things necessary to just your overall well-being, right? You don't want to stress. That's not good for your well-being. You want to eat right, or eat right as much as possible, right? You want to exercise. Wealth is not just your dollar sign, right? It's not just your net worth, right? It encompasses every area of your life, because it makes no difference if you're going to make life-changing money and your life is tore up from the floor up, right? If your credit is tore up because of your bills and your debt ratio is greatly out of whack, then what difference that life changing money gonna do you? Because you're gonna owe it all out, right? Excuse me. So you got to look at everything that entails to you having a better life financially tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. We do all we can to create a legacy for our kids and our grandkids, to be able to see that we were smart about how we were spending our money, right? We were smart about how we were investing our money. We were smart about how we were um, keeping a pulse on every area of our life and making sure that we were doing well, right? Able to encourage our loved ones, whether it be our spouse, our kids, our grandkids, our siblings, our parents, our grandparents, um, being able to be a good to people, kind to people, giving to people, right? Blessing folks. It is Sunday, right? So if I was to have a quick inspiration, I believe Father Abraham, was one of the wealthiest, blessed men ever to roam the face of the earth, right? And there's somewhere in the Bible where it says God blessed him and he made him to be a blessing, right? And me personally, I feel that as the Lord blesses me in whatever area of life he's blessing me, he don't just bless me for me. He blessed me to be a blessing. I am the father of 6 kids. So he blessed me. He blessed me to be a blessing to my 6 kids. He blessed me to be a blessing to my spouse. He blessed me to be a blessing to my grandkids. He blessed me to be a blessing to my future grandkids, to be a blessing to my parents or the remaining living parent, right? To be a blessing to my grandparents, and none of my grandparents are still around on today. He blessed me to be a blessing to this household of faith, right? To go to church, to be an example in the church, to be a giver in the church, to be an instructor or a teacher or whatever it is I can be. He said, whatever you can find for your hands to do, you know. And then he said, whatever you put your hands to when you're in relationship with him, when you have faith in him, he will bless whatever you put your hands to. So he blessed what I put my hands to in my job. He blessed what I put my hands to in my home. He blessed what I put my hands to on the job, in investing. And so whatever it is I do in life, in every area of life, he blesses me in. And when he blessed me, I try to be a blessing to others, which is what I'm doing here. I have this channel for multiple reasons. One reason to leave a blueprint for my kids and for my grandkids and my future grandkids and my siblings and my family members near and far and friends that I have, right? And 2, I want to help anybody I can help, right? I was a mess with my funds once upon a time. I was financial wealth was not something that I was ever thought I could attain. I just thought I was running the rat race of life and I was going to do my best, right? So I come here to try to encourage everyone. We all can have a better financial life tomorrow or in one of our tomorrows as we begin to learn, grow, and apply. Application. All right, people, I'm 13 minutes in, and I'm finna enjoy the closeout of my weekend. So hopefully I've said something to help you, to encourage you, to inspire you to get about your business in this financial game of investing. So you guys take care and be blessed continually, my friend.